do you think money buys happiness? And I want to hear your answer
So, I I don't think it does unless
You know the vibras?
because we know the vibras. Wanda Don,
Michael Carrasco, a.k.a. Mr. Golden.
subscribe, and let's vibe. Welcome back to another episode of the You Know the Vibras podcast. Do you know the Vibras?
Because we know the vibras.
I'm your host, Wanda Don, and I'm with my boy, Michael Carrasco, a.k.a. Mr. Golden.
Yes,
You
sir.
feel me? We back. This is episode 4.
For season 2, man.
Of season 2. So, before we get into everything, actually, the title, first of all. As you see in the title, we're going to go over necessities versus wants, or needs versus wants, whatever you guys want to consider it, whatever you guys want to call it. I feel like it's going to be a very good conversation. But before we do get into that, we're going to start it off with the nostalgia, whatever you want to call it, quote of the day.
Yeah,
You know
we're
what I'm saying?
it
Like,
back.
bringing it back, because a lot of people were telling us that we're the quotes.
Yeah, we heard you guys miss it, so we're going to bring it back.
So how do you pronounce that? Nostalgia or nostalgia? How do you...
Nostalgia.
Nostalgia. So, we're going to give you some season 1 nostalgia. So, quote of the day, Michael, what's up?
So today's quote is going to relate to the topic. So the quote says, prioritize your needs and discipline your wants. So what it's saying, in other words, is you need to learn how to prioritize the things that are essential to your life and be disciplined about when to get the things that you want.
Have a balance.
Have a balance between the two. Yes, sir.
Be able to have a balance. Good. Nah, man. I agree 100%. I feel like it's very, very, very important to understand the difference between the two.
Yeah.
To know that, not everything you see you need. You know what I mean? Like,
exactly.
Even though you're attracted, if you're like physically attracted or whatever to like an item, or there's a big promo on it, doesn't mean just because there's something going on with it that you necessarily need it. So.
No, yeah, that's right. And another thing that I want to add is that sometimes the thing that we want may seem like a need. But let's get it started. Let's I would say give the definition of what the two are. Okay. So if you want to start with the needs / necessities and I'll do the wants, go ahead.
Cool. But before we do, so you're going to see something different here on the table, guys. We're going to start incorporating these iPads that are sponsored by You Know the Vibras or in Flenix Media.
Flenix Media, yes, sir.
If you need any media or, go a little bit, tell them about that before we do get into the episode.
Yeah. So Flenix Media pretty much is one of the businesses that, we together run. Is pretty much we do a lot of social media content for other businesses. We're trying to incorporate different podcasts, so helping you guys. So if you have a podcast, we help you out creating like the shorts video like we do, as well more sophisticated production stuff like commercials and stuff like that.
Facts. Yeah. So that's who's sponsoring these. Not us.
yeah.
But we're gonna use these. So we've seen more informed. When we do need certain, things like research. Something quick, we could use it. So
it's more professional stuff.
It's more professional. So the listeners can't see, but that's what we're using, guys. These iPads. All right, but to get into what's a need versus a want, the definition of a need / necessity is something that's necessary and a necessary expense for humans to live healthy lives. Example, rent, clothing, groceries. Wants are expenses that buyers choose to buy but can comfortably live without. So example, traveling, electronics, dining out, those type of things.
Right, yeah.
So that's a quick little definition. It's just giving you a little bit more of a definition of the two.
Yeah, some background knowledge for you guys.
Right. Something I wanted to touch on, man, to start the conversation was I was looking at this demographic, and it was saying something about like how to resist an impulse purchase.
Right.
So the main question you should ask yourself is if it's a long-term purchase or is it a trend?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And also ask yourself with that question is, will it still serve its purpose 2 years from now? Like, would it still have the same value? or
down the line.
down the line. Like for example, oh wow, we were looking at this thing earlier from Canelo.
Right.
And he was going on about how he bought a Richard Mille watch that was valued at 100-something thousand.
130, I believe 184.
When he
now
bought
this
it.
one.
And now it's 800. Now it's worth 800 something.
840K. Yeah.
So that's an example, like investing into something that, doesn't lose its value is
Exactly.
very, very important. Also, you need to, determine if it fulfills the basic need, Is this item an essential, for me to live a healthy life, or is it an essential for me to grow as a person?
Or is it something that's going to enhance your life on there?
Correct.
I feel like that's very important when comparing the two.
Right. Have you ever gone through an instance where you had to balance and, decide, even though you really wanted something and you were like, at the end of the day, it's not really something I need right now? Is there something like that you were thinking of?
Yeah. A lot of the things, that I have, like, the expensive camera, stuff like that. It's like, I do have good equipment, but I'm a person where, like, if I want something, I'll find a way to get it. Like, whether it is, getting rid of some old stuff to get something that I want, or, working or doing more side jobs. That's the type of person I am. If I want something, I'll find a way to get it.
Right.
But to answer your question, yes, I have encountered situations where, like, I choose, okay, is this really important to me right now, or can I wait and get it down the road? So yes, I have encountered situations like that. How about yourself?
I'd say I have, and I feel like the person to blame, or people responsible of you having this encounter would be like whoever is in charge of like cookies on your phone, or is in charge of like, you ever had that instance, and you guys, I'm gonna ask this question to you guys as well, where you are talking about something either on the phone or you're out, eating, and you're talking about something, but your phone is nearby. As soon as you open up your phone, the thing you were talking about pops up.
Get bombarded with it.
Right. So it's like, I feel like things like that are the reason that we do buy things that we, aren't expecting to buy right then and there. But since you always getting hit with ads of something that you were,
it's like a sign from God telling you need to buy it.
Right. You feel me?
I feel like that's how we feel sometimes.
Yeah, you were, if like, say for instance, you were talking about the new iPhone. See, this was, I feel like Apple is wrong. I feel like if you're talking about, I want to upgrade, I've had like examples with me where my phone will feel like slower, or
right,
certain apps wouldn't work, and it's like, so they want me to buy a new phone. I feel you.
Yeah, no, 100%. And I think that's the reason why I get a new phone almost every year, and just because, and plus, they throw new features, so I'm like, oh, I gotta have the latest and newest. At least that's how I am with certain things, though.
Right, but do you need it though? Like,
not necessarily.
So you're guilty of the necessity versus wants. Gotcha. Interesting.
100%. I feel like we all are, in one way or another. Doesn't necessarily have to be, like phones. But it could be other things. It's like when you buy a car. You need a car, but it's necessary for you to get, the brand new BMW or the brand new Mercedes, or like, the top of the line Honda Accord. Is it necessary for you to get it? No, but you get it because if it makes you feel good.
Right. No, I agree, but I feel like your lifestyle determines your necessity versus wants.
Somewhat, yeah.
Depending where you living, like the city or whatever where you living, it all depends. Like, I feel like, I mean, it could be anywhere you live in the United States, but I feel like something that's a necessity, but which is over like looked, is a pickup. Especially
truck?
if you have a pickup truck. Like if you're in a family,
right.
I feel like it's something that is a need or a necessity. But
yeah,
overlook
100%.
it, you know what I mean? There's always times you feel like you buy a TV or something. You're like, damn, can I fit it in here? So instead of going through that headache and having to buy, or rent a U-Haul or something, you could just have that.
No, yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. Where
that's a good point. Like,
I feel like your lifestyle determines.
Yeah, 100%. So as far as like Ashley was thinking to the girlfriend about this, uh, I feel like not that I want, but more like need to get a pickup truck, just because what I do with the camera gear, and then I'm trying to uh explore different avenues where pickup truck will be essential for me to have. So I feel overall every household should have a pickup truck.
100%. I mean, I feel
Like,
like it's essential, bro.
yeah, especially when you make the Lowe's runs, out of the blue, you walk into Lowe's and then you come out with a box that's 10 feet by 8. You can't fit that in a regular car. Pickup truck, you got it.
Facts. How about money, man? Is money a necessity or a want? I mean, everybody wants a lot of money.
So I would say it's kind of both. Like, we need money for our basic needs, like to buy food, to afford rent, to have a car that works.
Right.
I feel like we need money. Now, at the same time, we want money. We want millions of dollars in the bank account. We want to do go on expensive trips, buy designer clothes. I feel like money is like it's a gray area, because it can go towards both sides. It depends how, I guess, we use it. And I feel like money essentially is the fuel to our wants. Like, we have
like if you have that money in your bank account,
exactly.
Yeah. So if you have, like, say for instance, if you are limited in money, you have to pay bills and this and that, but there's something, like you say, like a little gift or something you want to do, but
exactly.
you don't have it in your bank to do it, you won't do it.
You won't
I feel
do
like
it.
It does
exactly.
control your spending.
Yeah. Now when you have money, that's where kind of like the quote kind of comes in. You need to learn how to be disciplined with it. Like, if you have money, you got to think about, like you were saying, is it something that's going to benefit you on the long term, or is it something that just gonna
a trend?
Yeah, exactly. Or is it just a trend? And I feel, like I said, money does fuel our wants, but you got to be disciplined, to use it towards your needs first, and then from there you can get something that you want, but you just can't be excessive with it.
Yeah, so to piggyback, good point. To piggyback off of that, I see a solid point here, which is saying people need to realize that money itself has no value, but it is needed to buy things that you want.
Yeah.
So that's like, basically, resuming that statement you made. I feel like people definitely need to be more disciplined. I mean, everyone.
Yeah,
no,
100%.
Myself, there's little things sometimes. You have food at the house, but you're like, oh, damn, I'm craving like some fast food or something.
Shit, I want that Chinese food, man.
You feel me? Like,
let me get them spare ribs.
Yeah. But yeah, man, I don't know, man. I feel like those are things that we do need to learn how to balance.
No, 100%, yeah.
And I just feel as if when you do balance it, you see, you become more smart with your spending habits, and then you realize that even though now you might, kind of feel like out of the trend or out of the circle because you didn't buy a certain thing, but just know in the long run, you having that money, holding on to it or investing into something else will benefit you. So
yeah, I want to ask you something, and this goes to the listeners and viewers as well. Do you think what's the quote that everybody says? Do you think money buys happiness? And I want to hear your answer,
So, I don't think it does unless you are going through like very, very hard times, you and your family, or not even you, if someone in your family is going through hard times, and it's a way to cure, some, bad times, or I think then it would be,
like somewhat buying happiness.
Someone buy happiness.
Okay.
But overall, I don't think it does. I'm gonna tell you why. I feel like everyone with fame or everyone with a huge amount of money always has something that they're either stressing about or something that they are regretting or wishing that they could have went back in time and changed.
Right.
I feel like a lot of people with fame aren't like. I feel a lot of people with fame like the fame and like the aspect of people coming up to them and stuff like that, but they don't like what fame comes with. Like
the excessive fans, the stalkers, and all that. Yeah. Yeah, no, I feel that. So
what about you?
For me, money doesn't necessarily buy happiness, but it allows me to buy things that will make me happy. That's how I see it. Like,
But why do you need to buy those things to make you happy?
I guess society. That's how society wired me, man.
What if you wouldn't be able, like, what if those things didn't exist, and what if you didn't have money to buy it? Are you saying you can't be happy because you don't have
No,
those?
not necessarily. Not saying that I wouldn't be happy as a person just because I'm not able to buy that product or the item. But I just feel like I'm into cars, and one of my dream cars is a 1964 Mustang Fastback. Now with money, if I had the money, I can just go and get it. So
Right.
that will, in some sense, will bring happiness and will allow me to fulfill one of my dreams. That's how I feel like not money directly buy happiness, but the
Mhm.
things that you can get with it. Or like you can put it another way. If you have a steady job and you are making decent money,
Mhm.
wouldn't you feel happy that with that money that you're working for, you're able to provide for your family, like putting food on the table, being
Yeah.
able to buy whatever your kids need and maybe, some things that they want. I feel that brings happiness to everybody. So if to some extent money kind of does buy happiness, but I feel like it's more the things that you're able to do with the money that will give you the happiness.
Knowing how
You
to
know what I'm
use it.
saying? Exactly.
I mean, it could go either way, I feel.
Yeah.
But it does, depend on um if what makes you happy needs money or needs, I don't even know how to explain it.
Yeah. It's a little tricky, and I like that question because everybody always gives a different response, and which is good because it's a topic that will forever be a debate. Like, does money really buy happiness? No. Like, the money directly, at least this is my opinion. If you guys agree, please let me know. If you disagree, also let me know and why. You know, the things that you can buy with money can lead to happiness. Like, buying your dream house, buying your dream car, buying, the shoes that you always wanted. Being able to go to Europe and visit,
But
things like that.
the thing is that happiness doesn't last that long though. You know what I mean? It
It
could,
doesn't.
like, for instance, like when you buy a house, you're happy for what, that week or that month, but then it's like when you start having to
I mean, it depends
pay.
how big the house is.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I feel like there's nothing. Maybe I'm being. I don't know, but I feel like there isn't anything in life that the happiness is either contagious or it lasts longer than
Yeah,
what it should.
yeah, exactly.
I
Uh,
mean, life itself.
like, yeah, no, you're right, but bring your other side of the argument. It's like you can have a big house, massive house worth millions of dollars. You're set up. You don't have to work a day in your life, and that house still can make you happy at the same time. But it's how what your definition of happiness is. Each people think as happiness differently. So I feel that also
Each,
plays a major
interpret
role.
happiness
Yeah.
differently. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, you're right. I mean, you're definitely right. There's people that are happy, or get happy with like music, or the
Mhm.
happiness come with music. Some people happiness come with drinking. I mean, it's a lot of different ways to cope or whatever to seek happiness. Which
Exactly.
whatever as long as it isn't hurting you or affecting your health, or isn't affecting anyone else, do what you got to do. Because I mean, at the end of the
Yeah.
day, when you're there at night, in that room or whatever, if you're not happy, it's gonna kill you, man. Mentally,
Yeah, slowly.
it's
Yeah.
slowly gonna kill you. So just find ways to keep that positivity. I don't know. I feel like this conversation is something that I feel like a lot of people should, consider and think about. Because definitely balancing and having more discipline on things that you buy, I feel like is good for you, man.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like we all know that we need a house or a roof to live in, but
Hmm.
some of us want the big old house with like 3 extra guest rooms.
Yeah,
But
but like
that's where
the
it's like,
question is, why aren't people able to wait? You know, why is it so hard for people to wait time to get to that big house? Why do they want it then and now? Like, I think a lot of people, and I feel like we repeat ourselves a lot,
mhm.
but success isn't given like in an instant.
Oh no, that's
The
true.
things that are prone to be, successful projects or successful, careers or whatever in life, I feel like
They
it
take
takes time.
time. It takes time.
And if there's something that does happen overnight, then I feel like you should be worried because
It's gonna come down soon.
yeah. So yeah, definitely be patient, man.
No, that's the main thing with everything that you do is patience. Like that's why they always say, patience is a virtue.
A virtue.
Yeah.
Dang, I was
Eh.
just thinking about that when you were saying
Yeah.
it. That's crazy.
Great minds think alike. What can I say? No, but
Facts,
yeah,
man.
like you can at that point it's like being disciplined with what you want. Like that house A,
Mhm.
smaller house will be a better fit for you economically, and it gives you everything that you need on a house.
Right.
But you see house B has the pool, the extra 3-car garage, you know, uh, bar area and all that stuff. Like you're like, okay, I can somewhat, do this, but you gotta think about what situation you're gonna be after you get the thing that you want. Like, is it
Right.
gonna hurt you financially?
This
Is
thing. So there's a thing here saying how to distinguish and budget for both. Like you could still have
oh
both.
yeah, you can,
There just
you
has to
can.
be like, for instance, this is a great point here. I have to find it. I was just reading it, and it was talking about. Oh, here it is. So the difference between a plan like a cheap cable plan
Mhm.
and that Netflix subscription.
Right.
So it sucks. I mean, I know nobody watch cable TV no more.
Now everybody just streaming, and there's a lot of services out there that are kind of like
But I feel
taking
like a
over.
lot of companies like Xfinity and stuff make you think that cable is the need, but
When
it's
it's not.
when it's not. So why not just pay the $10 or whatever Netflix and or Hulu, whatever you use, and save yourself some money. That way is like
No,
that
right.
that would be reverse psychology where the want is more so a better need for you because it's cheaper,
Facts.
like Netflix and stuff like that
Facts.
instead
Yeah.
of cable TV.
No, 100%. And nowadays, not a lot of people watch, live TV because with social media has, I guess, helped us in some type of
Mhm.
way get access to news quicker and on the go. So a lot of people are cutting the cable because now we have options. Like I said, social media.
Right.
We can get news instantly. At the moment that something happens, you already know somebody's tweeting about it. A lot of shows you can
Yeah.
watch on demand, not necessarily through cable, but you got like Netflix, Hulu. Some of those services have movies as early as like a month, 2 months after the movie comes out in theater. Now you have HBO Max, like certain movies, like the Warner Media movies.
Yep.
When they come out in theater, you have it on there. Same thing with Disney Plus. So I feel like is it kind of hurting, the I guess cable industry, I guess
Mhm.
to some extent, but like you say, is knowing what you need and what you want. Like if you don't need like 95 channels, you only know that you really watch 2 of them.
There's
There's
no
no
reason for you to
need.
have all the other
Yeah,
ones there.
exactly.
But that's where the cable companies get you because they make you still have to pay for it, knowing that you only watch 2
Exactly.
channels. It's fucked up, man.
Like if you only watch the news, man, cut that bad boy up. Keep your internet because we all need internet. Everything in the house nowadays uses the internet.
Right.
Yeah, cut it up and just
Let's,
watch on
so
your
let's
phone.
get into that. What kind of what things in life do you feel are scams? Like cable TV is a scam. I feel.
Cable is one for sure. I wouldn't say
Car insurance? Would you say?
to some extent, yes. Car insurance. But then again, you pay your car insurance, and then let's say you get in an accident, and depending on how bad the accident is, you either get a check or, well, you get a check if your car gets totaled,
Yeah, but
and you also get a check if you just need to fix like a dented bumper. So I feel, I don't know how I feel about that one. It's right in the middle. It can be, it cannot be. Wow. Another thing I would say, Maybe the internet. I don't know.
But you need the internet though.
I mean, yeah, and yeah, you do need the internet, especially
Oh,
nowadays.
water. Why you have to buy? Why
Water,
you have to buy water?
right? What do we have to buy water?
Water.
Water.
What people call it? What do you call it in your state? Water or water? Water. Agua. H2O.
Yeah. Also over here, country boys from the
Yeah.
Eastern Shore, water.
I feel like that's definitely a scam. I mean, why do you have to pay air too? Like some of it's free, but some gas stations make you pay for air.
Right. Yeah. You know what I think is cheaper, bro?
What's up?
At least for me, instead of buying water, I feel like a lot of the fridges nowadays have the water filter where you can get cold water or a Brita filter. It's cheaper, you just buy like a swell bottle or something before you go to work, fill it up, and there you go. Instead of having to buy bottled water. Now when it comes to your car air tire, most cars nowadays they'll give you a pump. So maybe check your trunk. If you've been paying for air, check your trunk and see if there's an air pump in there.
Yeah, but there's some gas stations that make you pay.
Yo, like $2, bro.
Yeah.
You remember that gas station when we went to
that's
New York?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking
bro, I pulled up in there. It said $2. I'm like, dang. I'm not even gonna use the $2. I'm literally gonna fill one tire up and be on my way.
Right.
But that's crazy.
Air though, this should be. I don't know, man.
Yeah.
There's a lot more things. Help us out. What are some things that you think are scams in life? Everybody always say it's college, but that's whatever your take is on it, whatever.
Yeah.
We talk about college way too much. What about I would say.
I feel like taxes are a big scam, man.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I get it that we need to collect taxes to fix roads and all that. That's how the government makes money. But it's just that, like,
People
the amount of taxes that they take out.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how do you want me to, be able to afford a house, rent, and all that, especially with everything going up, and you taking, like, a quarter of what I make a year, sometimes even more, especially for small businesses. Like, how do you want people to open businesses when it's cheaper for them to just work for somebody else? I mean, yeah, in the long run, you will make more money as you own, being a business owner.
Mm-hmm.
But how do you expect people to keep wanting to open in business if you're charging them, 20, 30% of their, gross income every year?
It's hard, bro. That's why. Yeah, taxes I feel like are a scam.
Oh yeah, 100%.
This is gonna be a solid point. I'm gonna make this last solid point, and we're gonna go from there. Look,
go ahead, bro.
Life may be a scam with this statement I'm gonna make because this statement is powerful. Well, and the school systems aren't gonna like it, but let me get into it. It says life cycle in schools teach you that you're always an employee and not a boss/owner.
Facts.
You want examples? I mean,
yeah, give me a sample, bro.
I mean, they always teach you like that you have to rely on certain things and certain materials instead of
like.
Damn, I mean, I'd say like for instance, like you have to read the books that they give you. You can't use your own research and you get your own books.
Right.
So it's like you're relying on what your teachers give you and the material they give you to have your knowledge. I'd say the cycle, man. The cycle itself. I mean, it just showing you that after year 12, like high schools or whatever, try to force you to go to college.
Right.
The cycle, and they basically like shame
not going to college.
To college. So I feel like the cycle itself is telling you you're not going to be successful unless you go to college. That's why I feel like the life cycle is a scam, or the school system is a scam, because they make more money for the government. Because then you go to college, you pay the government, and
because you get in,
even after that, you're still paying them. So
exactly, yeah.
I don't know. Those are my points. I blanked real quick, but what do you think? What are some instances that you'd say where the school systems may be scamming?
I mean, you said it, like the cycle. You go to school.
I mean, why do we even?
But 8 years of your life, you go to grade school. Then after that, you go to college. Then after that, you get a good paying job. And then you pay the money that you borrow for college, pay it back over your entire lifetime.
You don't get out of it, man.
Yeah, it's like that's in that way. That's I feel like it's a scam. Like there's people that are I would say, well, not even lucky, but fortunate that they don't have to take loan to go to school. Uh, but I feel like yeah, the school system is in general like, and then the things that we learn in there, like you say, it's more targeted to making you a great employee, not necessarily a boss or you own a business owner. The main
Yeah,
mentality is like exactly.
Unless
Like
it's a class that you take that is like a business class or a marketing class.
exactly right.
I took a great marketing class in high school. But
Yeah.
other than that, if you're not taking those classes, then you are getting programmed to be an employee.
100%. 100%.
Sucks, man.
Nah, yeah, and like I wish there was like a program. Luckily now there's like a lot of entrepreneurship programs being started by the communities, outside of school where kids can learn how it is to run your own business, and parents that are entrepreneurs teaching their kids that college is not the only way. Because I've seen people that never went to college, just got their high school diploma, and they're making 6 figures, 7 figures a year without college education.
Yeah.
And they're running their own
the
business.
The problem is like we're contradicting ourselves because we went to college.
I mean,
I went for football. I'm not gonna lie.
yeah, and the reason
Then I
that
just
I went, like, I guess I was lucky enough where like I had the choice. If I didn't want to go, I didn't have to go, but I did it because I'm first kid going to college, and then I have a younger brother, and I kind of wanted to set like a good example for him. I feel like that was the real reason why I went to college, because I had fun, but I didn't really enjoy, going to class. I always felt like I could have been doing something else, making more money and stuff like that. Yeah.
But I mean, I would say there are a lot of people that benefited a lot from college. I mean,
yeah.
But if you did, that's good. If there's, I say, a lot of people do regret going to it due to loans and due to lack of opportunities post college. Because I mean, like I've said multiple times, I feel like a lot of people. I've seen the thing on Twitter where they're comparing that for instance, certain jobs. Then they go interview. They're like putting bachelor and a high school diploma at the same level.
At the same level, right?
Which is crazy.
Yeah. And I applaud a lot of the companies. We got Google, I think Facebook as well. They're accepting people that don't have a degree. Now all you do, especially for IT, now all you have to do is just go through a certification process, which is good. It gives people that bridge where, okay, I can go different route. Like now people have different routes they can go through. Do I want to go the conventional way, take 4 years of school, or can I just join a program doing on my own time where I can still work, make a little bit of money, that way I can sustain myself and get the certifications that I need? Now that's an option that's out there. And I feel that's how the system should be, especially, things like IT. What's another profession that you don't really need to go to college, like marketing, advertising, stuff like that, film school,
a lot of
even
car like mechanic things.
Yeah. I feel like that's why I feel like trade schools are more beneficial. Even a lot of trade, like high school that teach a trade, I feel like that's how the school system should be, teaching kids how to actually do stuff, help them find something they're passionate about early on, and not have them go through, what. So you go to school from 5 years old all the way to you're 18. What's that? 13 years of your life. Then you go another year, another 4 to 5 years if you go to college. That's 18 years, 17, 18 years of your life where you just going to school why not teach kids early on, you know, showing different options that they can learn, help them find their passion early on
Right.
there. I feel, yeah.
What are some like what do you guys think, and what do you think are some subjects in schools that should be removed?
Uh,
Like which one of those don't have no relevance, you know, in the real world?
I feel like I would say history. I feel like we shouldn't go too in depth with history, or at least have programs where, if somebody wants to be like an archaeologist or, uh, you know, pentologist, stuff like
Yeah,
that.
but history is important though.
It is
I just
important.
feel like a lot of history
It gets.
classes need to update, you know, some of the history that they are. Well, but then it wouldn't be history. Well,
I feel
depends.
like it gets dragged on too long. Like you're required to take a history class each year, but some of the classes you're learning the same thing that you learn.
I would say I see what you're saying. I would say like at least if you do go to college, I would say that you shouldn't have to retake or relearn the things like for instance another history class in college unless you're going to school for being a history teacher or
Right.
have anything that has to have relevance to history because it's like you learn about the same thing and then you have to relearn it again and pass it again. Like it's no point. Like I remember I had to I don't know, I say fitness and wellness. I had it so I took it at one college and I had to retake it at another college.
Right. Yeah.
Like, what is the point? I mean, like, we're really not
Yeah.
learning anything.
Yeah.
Unless
It's
you're an
like
exercise science major or something that it helps you out, or like physical therapy or whatever.
it's like most undergrad schools like require you to take 1 year of like PE class. It's like I don't take in PE class
I
like
mean,
my
but I'm
whole
pretty sure I'm
life.
old enough to understand if I want to get healthy, I could find ways to be healthy. You know what I'm saying? But there is like in
Exactly.
high school, there's gym classes. I feel like it's just I'm gonna make a strong statement here.
Payment. Wow.
Damn. So you know how after high school or after elementary school, you have no longer recess, right?
Right.
I would say that PE is an extended version of recess
To some extent,
in
yeah.
middle school and high school.
To some extent, yeah.
Cause I mean, what are you learning? You playing volleyball in class? You playing like basketball, field hockey? Like you're playing games. You know what I'm saying? But in some points of PE class, you do have to like do bones and stuff like that. But let's be
It's
honest,
rarely,
that's
yeah.
like 10% of PE class. Everything else is you playing around.
Yeah. Essentially.
So I'd say recess is like PE class is an extended recess.
Yeah. And I'm not gonna lie. Senior year, I took like
But I love PE. That was my favorite
three
subject.
PE
I'm not gonna lie. I
classes.
love
Yeah.
PE. I loved it.
Yeah, I took like 3 PE classes back to back.
Yeah.
It was fun times.
But I don't know. I'd say going back to the question, I'd say that the only things I wouldn't. All right, so I wouldn't remove them in total, like in totality or whatever, because I feel like you should only remove things that don't apply you and your needs or whatever in the future.
Right, like
if I'm going to school for, I don't know, if I'm going to school to be
let's say accounting.
an accountant, I don't need history.
To some extent,
I
yeah.
don't need like
You don't need like
art
a geology
art
class
and
or like
fitness
an
and
art
wellness
class.
and all this
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Like I feel like the school systems should be more tailored.
That
to
way,
the
people are more
students.
prepared when they get out
Yeah,
of college. That's the thing. You
100%.
making them. They don't get in. That's the problem. Like you don't get into your true material until your last 2 years
Of college.
of
I
college.
feel
so-
like general studies in college shouldn't be a thing. Like if we have an idea of like
but then it wouldn't be 4 years, in my opinion. College wouldn't be 4 years.
it doesn't really need to be 4 years,
Yeah.
man. Honestly, like if you go to trade school, let's say if you're going to like a trade school for what I graduated, essentially a film major, I didn't have to do 4 years. Like if I went to like let's say Full Sail University or like a trade school that
Mhm.
focuses on film, I could have done that whole thing in 2 years, maybe less.
I'd be like 2 years in an internship would be good. would be
Exactly. Like general studies, like you said, you're learning the things that you already learned in high school.
enough. Right.
Maybe a little bit more advanced, yes, but I feel like we should be tackling on the classes that I really need. Now it's gonna be a little difficult for people that don't really know what they want to do.
That's the problem.
That I feel like that's where the problem is.
See, damn, that's hard, bro. Because then it would make sense. All right, so how about this? If you know what you want coming out of high school, see, but the problem is you need to experience it to see if that's what you still want to do.
Exactly.
See, we can't. I don't think we can remove general studies because not everyone knows what they want to be initially. Right out of the gate. So how about?
I feel like you should have like a rotation, right? Let's say like your first semester. Let's say if you don't know what you want to do, let's say you rotate like every 3 weeks through like you give your like top 5 choices of things that you would like to do for the rest of your life, and then you rotate between those programs, just taking like the entry level classes and see which one you like the most and go from there. I feel like that seems fair to me, at least.
Yeah. Well, I'd lean. See, the problem is, like I said, unless you know what you want to do, I feel like general studies is good for you. That way, you try a little bit of everything and see what you definitely like.
Right. Yeah.
I'd say probably it's better off to probably have like 1 year so 2 semesters of general studies, maybe a year and a half, to get a little more balance to see what you like, and then from there you can go on and then go into the career path that you do want to go into. Because I feel like the problem with the general studies is sometimes you have to balance general studies and
the classes
career.
that matter. Yeah.
So that's where you kind of can shy away and not understand the importance and the basics of your career due to say for instance like you were film study or whatever, filmmaker, and you have to balance that and art and music and math.
Right.
You feel me? And it's like you're stressing more. The problem with general studies is you're gonna end up stressing more about things that you don't need, with your career
compared to the
instead of. So I'd rather stress about essays and stuff for my career than essays or whatever for like history or stuff like that.
Right.
If it isn't, indicated in
right.
my major.
There's a we were talking about kind of like what we think shouldn't be included, like let's say in like a teacher's curriculum or like a school curriculum for students. Now let's focus on the things that I feel they should be teaching, especially like high school. I feel they should be teaching more like, personal finances.
Know
that
how to
way
fill out your taxes for sure.
Exactly. That way kids really understand the value of money.
Yep.
Like I feel a lot of people don't understand the value of money until they have to pay their own bills, until they have to pay for their own car, until they have to pay for rent themselves. I feel a lot of people don't understand that until, 21, 22 years old. And another thing, a lot of parents are not able to really teach their kids this type of stuff because either they work too hard or they don't understand the value of money either.
Right. Unless the parents, are like heavily invested or smart with that type of stuff like credit cards and
exactly.
I remember when I was a kid, we would go to Walmart and I'd always hear the cashier say credit or debit and I know the difference between the two.
Exactly.
I didn't know what credit cards were until I got to college, which is crazy.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And it's something that it's better off for you to start early and build your credit than too late. You know what I'm saying? Once you're ready in the real world, then you can't get an apartment, you can't get a whip. That's the problem. So I feel like you said, I definitely think it's important that they should start teaching more finances and things that, that are surrounding finances, like credit cards, taxes. Like, bro, you know how embarrassing it was when I went to my first job and didn't know what line meant what and what to put in what line.
Right.
I had to call my mom while I was filling out the taxes, bro.
Yeah.
I didn't know how to fill them out. So I feel like schools need to definitely start teaching things that are actually going to benefit us and help us post high school and post college.
Yeah, exactly.
Definitely, man.
Exactly. Yeah, so, man.
We don't want to talk you guys' ear off too much. This is just a podcast where we got in depth about, necessities versus wants, also some finances. The baby that always has to talk about college for some reason. But hey, it just happens to sneak its way.
It just always comes up in the conversation.
It's something that's always going to be there, though. College is always going to be there. It was 4 years of your life, so it's four important years because from 18 to 21.
This what
or
I
22,
call,
whatever.
yeah.
Actually 17. I was 17.
This one thing why I feel like everybody should go to college, although I'm kind of like opposed to it in some sort of way. When you go to college, you are an adult, right? It's like that period from 18 to like 21, 22. Some people go an extra year or two. So let's say between 18 to 25, you're going to school. That's like 4 to 6 years where you are an adult, but you're not really considered an adult.
Pre-adult. Like
You're like a
preteen,
pre-adult.
like
Yeah,
preteen.
exactly. It's like those 4 years, 4 to 6 years that you have to figure out what is you want in life without having, the pressure of, having to pay rent, car insurance and all that. Well, some people do,
Yeah.
but it's not really forced on you. It's kind of like you get like a, what do you call it? Like a pass.
Mm-hmm.
Everything that happens on those 4 to 6 years. Not like a, sub pass, but, to some extent, you're not really viewed as an adult yet. So I feel like you should enjoy those 4 years. Try different things that you want to do, go ahead and, start figuring out how you want to live your life once you're out of college, if you're going to college.
But what if our listeners are older and they, want to, like, they're having experience, like they didn't have fun those 4 years? I feel like I've always said personally, once you're already, like I say, let me see, like 20, your prime years, 27, 28, 29, 30, whatever. I feel like that's when I want to have my most fun because I already did the hard work. Now I'm just
Exactly.
enjoying life.
No,
And
100%.
working,
100%.
getting what I'm doing. But I feel like definitely like partying and stuff is good. Like those 18 to 21.
You get out of your system.
Get it out of your system. But definitely once that 21 is over, start trying to, make like a guide, like where you want to be for your future. Because I feel like that's when it truly starts. I think after 21 is when
21, 22. That's when life really starts hitting.
life starts, and then you have to see where you want to go and where you want to be and where you got to start limiting yourself to certain things. But then again, those people gonna be like, "Oh, you're young, have fun." But it's better to be prepared than be unprepared.
Exactly. Like you gotta know how to have fun and still take care of the stuff that need to be taken care of.
Don't be so reliant on, like when you're young, you rely a lot on parents, and family, and friends. But start like try to implement things in life where, especially like in the 18 to 21, where you like have your own, say for instance, your own phone bill,
Right.
little things, take care of your own gas, like things like that, your laundry, that way you're prepared.
Man, I hated that the most. Doing
Facts.
my own laundry, bro.
Facts. But that's crazy because we talked about something else, but it still
kind of relates to it.
It still relates to the necessities versus wants. So
yeah,
I feel like not that I feel like people think we hate college, but
no, not at all. Like I have fun in college.
I had fun.
Amazing time.
Like I said, I went for football, but I definitely don't regret anything in life. I'm glad that I did go to college and learn. I just know more things now, so whenever I do have kids, if God allows me to, I could educate them on the process of college. And if they don't want to go to college, what they can do and still be successful.
Exactly.
So,
amen to that.
Yes, this was episode 4. I don't even know how long it's been. It's probably the longest episode we have.
No. We're only looking at like 50 minutes, almost an hour.
Cool. Well, before we go out,
let's do it.
I want to ask the people. This is a little personal question, but should I get waves or should I keep the curls? Let me know. I was thinking about that. Should I go back to the waves? I had waves in the time, but then again, it's gonna get cold, so I don't know.
Yeah, at least I would say rock the J curls for now.
Let me know,
for
guys.
now, and then once it start getting warmer again, then that's what I usually do.
Yeah,
like September, I start growing.
But now you starting to look like me, man. Or am I looking like you?
Bro, I don't know. You got a bigger forehead, so I don't know.
Boy, I know you're not talking. But yeah, this was episode 4, guys. We went over things like necessities versus wants, finances, discuss college, discuss the school systems. Let us know what you took away from this. If you agree with us, disagree. Like I said, we're always open to all criticism.
All criticism, ideas, anything.
Definitely. So stay tuned, guys. Keep subscribing. Keep liking all the videos. Keep commenting. Keep sharing. Get us out there to the people, man. A lot of people need to we got.
Yeah.
Oh wow. So yeah, before we go, shout out to those that do hit us up and tell us the goods and the bads, and those new listeners and new subscribers that we do have that feel impacted from what we're talking about.
Shout out to y'all.
Shout out to y'all. Like we say, our keys are to entertain, inspire, and be that I don't know what would be the word, be that source of motivation and also life advice. Even though we're still young, we know a lot, and that's good. Thank to God for educating us and giving us that knowledge. But yeah, I just hope that you guys can always take something away from each episode, and hopefully a lot of people can relate to it.
Yeah, and real quick, I just want to give a little shout out to Juan Ashley, somebody on Instagram that followed us and was really intrigued, really impacted by one of the shorts that we posted last week. His name is Zach. Whoa. His name is Zach on IG. His username is @not.cz as in zebra, C as in Charlie, R as in Robert. Shout out to you, man. This is the reason why we do this. We're trying to touch people. We're trying to encourage people to follow their passion and reach their full potential. That's what we're doing. So yeah, shout out to all of you guys listening, subscribing, giving us feedback, interacting with the content that we putting out. Shout out to y'all. Again, you guys are the reasons why we keep doing this, why we keep trying to bring different topics and different talks that we can have that can impact people. Yeah.
So, and a lot of people always ask, why don't you guys don't talk about this? Why do you guys don't talk about that? There's a lot of current events that are very touchy. And, to prevent, a hassle, or to prevent any feelings. Well, we honestly shouldn't even care about that, but we do care because we have a audience that is,
very
diverse.
Yeah, very diverse.
So, we like to keep it like a family, and, we all going to grow together. When we grow, y'all grow. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of people that, I've seen grow, and I feel part of that growth because,
Amen
I feel
to that,
like a family. So that's what we want here as well. So remember, guys, to definitely, share all of our content, subscribe, follow us on all our platforms, and most importantly, remember to subscribe
and let's vibe.